Hello. It appears that the Republican views present and even characteristic of the Keating era are somewhat diminished, as evident by the ALP pledging support for the Australian flag at the 2013 election launch. But under your respective leaderships, how would the ALP further approach the Republican debate? Would you increase its relevance, or would you lead the party to fully support the Constitutional Monarchy?
Bill Shorten.
In my first speech I gave in the Parliament, I said I foresee a time when Australia will become a republic. I do believe that in this term of opposition, it is timely to start talking about what would a republic look like. This Labor Party that I represent needs to be a strong party. People need to know what we stand for. To be clear, I don't actually support changing our flag, but in terms of our constitutional monarchy vis-a-vis a republic, I believe we do need to start laying the groundwork to educate people that moving to a republic is a good idea, not a bad idea.
You'd like to put your mother-in-law out of a job?
She does a good job, and I'm not going to talk about the work that she does directly.
Sure. Anthony Albanese.
Well, I think this is an area of consensus in the Labor Party in terms of there might be one or two, but not too many. I think there is an agreement that this is a part of a modern Australia. I think we do need to have more of a debate. I'm a bit of a minimalist, for example, in terms of the sort of republic. I would be concerned about the dueling powers between a Prime Minister and a popularly elected President. But I do think that we need more debate about these issues. I think it's inevitable that Australia will move to a republic, and I think that in terms of the flag, I think that's a very separate question. I don't support changing the flag. I think that the issue of a modern Australian republic, though, is something that its time has come and it will happen, before or after gay marriage.
Very briefly, do either of you have a timetable in mind if you manage to come back to government? Would it be something you put at the forefront of your agenda? And I'll start with you since you were talking.
Well, I think in terms of you need to make sure that we don't lose another referendum. So there needs to be, I think, a lot more community debate and community consensus before you would risk, in my view, going to a referendum. But obviously there's not going to be a referendum whilst Tony Abbott is the Prime Minister. So the first step is get myself or Bill elected in 2016. And as part of that, the next step is to put a timetable for a debate and a referendum. Myself, I think it would be worthwhile having two-stage process. The first stage is, do you want a republic, yes or no, and then have a debate about process.
Bill Shorten, would you put this at the top of your agenda if you were the Prime Minister of Australia?
5% of politics, in my opinion, happens in Canberra. 95% happens outside of Canberra. In order to make a change in Canberra, be it something as significant as the Constitution or indeed major issues of policy even, you've got to lay the groundwork with people. So I think the challenge is to talk and work with people in communities to get them to understand the benefits. Until that happens, you're just engaging in some sort of ego trip or theoretical exercise. Until the work is done to educate people about the pros and cons of becoming a republic, I think anyone who made a promise beyond that is just kidding themselves.
All right, that was our last question for tonight. Before we finish, each panellist will have one